Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen. So we're painting a very simple, sweet little landscape today. Just a cute little 5x7. No need for a trace or anything. I show you how I draw the little road and then just go about painting it. Really, these are techniques that once you really get these down, you're going to get really good at painting landscapes and skies and grounds and all that, etc. So if you're a beginner, this is perfect for you. And if you're not a beginner, this is still perfect just to remind you if you've been rusty for a while. So just simple techniques to break it down. It's only a 5x7, and it's a perfect little card to give somebody. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so for this quick little 5-second painting, I'm using Fabriano's block 100% cotton cold press. This is the extra white. I'll be using my Princeton 12 round Neptune series. Round, not long round, round. Short handle, by the way. And we're playing with the paints. So just a really quick vignette, maybe just draw like a little line. Take my mechanical pencil here, kind of figure where you're gonna have like maybe like, I don't know, like a little road kind of going here. And here's the landmass that it's going to. And that's that. And then we can paint a sky above it. I might want to fix this real quick. But you don't even have to have a road. When your landmass could be more of mountains or something like that. I don't know why I'm having difficulty drawing a line. It shouldn't have to be a straight line. It could be curved. It could be like wiggled, and then there's mountains back here. Well, we're going to paint that in. So number 12 round. Going to mix up. And the skies can be blue or colorful. Let's get some loose ultramarine blue, deep. Zoom back out so you can see the paint palette, and bright rose from Holbein. Maybe make it colorful. So I'm not going to paint this whole, it's a vignette kind of style, a quick 5-minute study, right? So just loosen up this wet on dry like this. I'm always in a swiping on an angle and holding it that way. I'll grab a little water. I'll leave some space in between these two. There's some white space. Grab the pink. Ooh. Clean off my brush. Grab straight pink. Ooh. Like I said, these are studies. These are 5-second things to have fun with. You don't have to do the serious painting all the time. Now I'm kind of mushing the two together. Going back up with the blue. Mushing that in there. Going back up and grabbing some more of that blue. I left that white area for a reason. I'm going to grab some deeper blue. You want the skies to be darker on the top and lighter on the bottom. And this is kind of a summery, pinky. You know, you see those purpley skies in the summertime. Sometimes a little bit of yellow you could add for sunset. But we're not really doing a sunset. We're just having fun with sky. And I'll kind of put it down and just fill it like that. If I want to just fill up the sky a little more, I'll go up here and add a little bit more color. Don't want to fuss too much. You like cauliflower blooms. And it's always good to kind of hold it on an angle so it goes downward. I'm going to loosen this up a little bit more. So it blends and bleeds downward. Have fun with that. I'm going to go a little bit more blue. And then as I'm going down, the clouds get fluffy on top and they get more linear as they go down below. You can try and add like a little lines in your purple. So getting more linear, not fluffy. Okay, we're not going to get super sophisticated with this, like I said. So really quick, I'm going to clean off our colors here. If the road is going to be like, maybe just grab some burnt sienna, water it down really quick. That's pretty dark, but water it down. And just throw in a nice road color. I almost said roadkill. Oops. And then leave a little bit of white here. But this is just a quick study. You're like at the beach and you want something to paint. Just throwing some stuff at you. Now you will have to wait for this to dry. Sorry. In the meantime, while it's drying, we'll make our greens. And you can use many different colors for that. Peacock blue, I have over here. You can't tell, you can't really see it, but and cadmium yellow deep make a nice Kelly green. The Prussian blue and yellow. Whoops. Make a deeper green. I'll add a little burnt umber to make it more of a forest green. Play around with your greens. Now this looks a little too goofy, not sophisticated enough. I'll go back and I'll add Prussian blue to that too. If you do ultramarine blue and yellow, it would be like more of a mossy green. It's not really pleasant looking, but you can still do it. I can add, see how I add the blue to it and it changes it. It's more of like a kind of a pretty green if you're going to do like eucalyptus. You should play around with all the different blues and then one yellow and see what kind of greens you come up with. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry and come back. Now that you have your picture dry, I'm gonna add some more yellow. And now we always want to start off light and bright first. So I'll just play with adding some, I don't know if you can see with the sun obviously would be coming through the clouds here to the upper left going right. I'll just kind of put the green in here, loosely tapping the side, going here too. All around the road. I always do the light color first. Like I said, this is just a study kind of like of a landscape. Don't have to be perfection here. And we're doing it in sections and segments, right? This little mossy green we would put in here, but also back here for the background, you could pretend like the background mountains are there. And I would just use, I'm gonna move some of this green out of the way. And ultramarine blue itself, right? Maybe a little bit of that pink, so it's purple. Maybe more muted purple. And we could put like background mountain or landmass that the road is going towards. I'm just kind of making little mounds here. Some like distant mountains, buttes, whatever you want to call them. On the distance, 3 little mountains. 3 little mountains. Yes, I'm not a singer, I'm an artist. So obviously you have to wait for that to dry and then we go back on paint the rest. It's, you know, with watercolor, it's layering and a glazing technique. You're going on top and top. You can't do it like acrylic where, you know, it's light to dark. So we'll start to build even more still. I'm mixing these colors right here and I'll just do some little kind of greens, kind of wiggling my brush. Some light greens in the background. They could be like far distant trees. We'll do some foreground trees too, but I'm just doing some little wiggles of these guys right here. And we're going to start to add some more green to our front here. So I like to turn this, it helps. And just kind of go like this on the side. With your brush. You can do a larger mass and leave some yellow green there. Going back over here and down here a little bit. Then we have that darker green. I'm going to get a little more blue in there, Prussian blue. So we can have that kind of coming back here and then going downward. Like this going to be something over here that's making it darker. And just a little bit of color back here, keeping this still light. Or if you want to just water down some of it, just do a couple little dashes in here where we have some darker greens happening. You can even just use blue to do that. Water down some ultramarine blue, go over the green. See, simple little landscape. We can get a little darker with our burnt sienna road, so I'm adding some of that. Water that down. I kept mixing my greens a little bit, but just a little bit, just not too much. A little bit in that road. Maybe water down a little bit more. Kind of just push that paint. Look how cute it is so far. So I'm going to do some trees. Maybe grab a simple liner brush. I'm going to mix up some green color. Tree color. So I use ultramarine blue, deep, and burnt sienna. I actually have a number 4 brush, tiny brush, can you believe it? So they'll make a nice brown, those 2 colors. And we'll do some trees happening here. So these will be closer to me. These are the ones that are in the background. So you're just going to take a brush here, a small brush, and kind of go up and make the tree trunk here. Kind of manipulate that. Maybe have another one happening over here. I like to do things in 3s. Let's put another one in the background. Kind of happening here. I'll be getting to the liner brush in a second. And then of course here on this side, this is a bigger trunk, and add like breakaways. These are the wider branches This one be in the background. We'll add the liner brush for a smaller, and then you could do an even smaller one back here. And you could put some pine trees in there too. Why I like the liner brush, makes those little tiny branches. So here we go. And then before Umbria, liner brush, zoom in, and look at, you see how quick it's like a flick. And do some little flickly branches. Get a little bit darker. I'm going to add some more ultramarine blue to my burnt sienna here. Just flick those little branches. Give my old flicker 1 or 2. These things to practice. That's why it's nice to practice small. So when you go to do a large landscape, you've kind of perfected it by then. Can have one come way over here. Can even put like another one back here with this little line brush. And even another one. Woohoo! Look at that. Now I wouldn't use that for the trees. I went on thicker paint. Almost like butter. So this paint is dry, it's a little thick. I'm gonna grab some more yellow, Prussian blue. We don't want it super, super dark. You can even mix it a little bit, but we want it lighter. And if it's looser, because we have to make it lighter, you can always tap it on your paper towel, whatever towel you have. So now we're just gonna tap and roll, kind of tap, move for the greenery. See, and kind of mush it and tap. You don't want these little soldier dots. It's got to fill in. Now you can make it a little bit more yellowish because it's summer. Some of these. Water that down. Get a little bit more yellow actually. Here. And these guys back here. See, I'm just kind of pushing down. Pushing. Pushing and moving, tapping, moving, pushing. It's not going to be these little tiny little soldier leaves. And grab the yellow. Because it's a small tree. Now you could do little teeny ones on the ends and leaving some space. Just like that. But the rest, no. You're going to kind of fill them in. Just kind of mush that a little bit. And I would even make it darker still by adding a little more Prussian blue, maybe some burnt umber. And you get this darker, deeper green happening in some of the areas. So it has some depth to it, even down here. Back here with this tree back here, this little one back here. You can make a little pine tree or something back here. So we've got these colors, water them down. So I'll just do like a little line down here and kind of wiggle in a triangle kind of shape. You see the variety of the trees back here. Just simple landscapes. Don't make your life crazy. That's what I like. Simple the better. Now looking through this, I look through it, you step back and you look through it. Maybe I'd add another tree or so, something that's like this open field here. I don't know. I feel like it needs something down here. Little trees back here kind of going. And then I'll add the greenery to these. Just something back here. Kind of connecting. And then, of course, your grass should reflect that. So I'm going to get a little bit darker here. Kind of going over here. You see? Mixed much better. It was like kind of, I felt like it was so open in here. It didn't make any sense. And I'll do some tippy taps for some leaves out here. Okay, so then we're getting almost done here. Grab some ultramarine blue deep. I grab a little teeny bit of burnt sienna. Mix the two, make a gray. Oh, too much burnt sienna. Mix it brown. Okay. I like to do shadows with these two colors. I don't know why I have this small tiny brush, but it is a tiny little painting. And I'll just do some shadowing by going like this on the tree. And it can even go across the road. See? It's created this shadows. This one too. We'll do some grasses and we'll create some grasses with the shadows of the grasses. And here, these little shadows. Right? So I love to use a liner brush for grasses. Greens, browns. Get some burnt sienna in there. Mix it all up. And we'll do some nice tall grasses kind of happening in the front here. Cluster them. So don't have like soldier grass. Kind of stick them in a cluster. Those are kind of brown. I'll get some more green ones. This is the fun part. And on the road too, you can even do like a couple little teeny ones because it's a dirt road. It's not a paved road. Bigger grasses kind of happening, kind of hanging over the road. The wind's been driving on it. Right? And then that dries, you could use that same blue and make a little, oh God, so my brush had green in it, so it ruined my little blue here. But the same gray that I mix up. And you kind of go in here and put some of that for shadows on your road. And last but not least, if you want to add some pretty little flowers to it, just grab some yellow or white or pink, just right out of the tube. I'll grab just a little bit, oh, that yellow blended because it was, this is why I do real time. You guys can see my mistakes. Grab yellow right out of the tube and just tippy tap. Little blooms. Kind of cute, right? Simple little yellow flowers on the side, getting a little tinier as they go back, bigger and fatter as they go forward. And you have a sweet little landscape. Really record time that someone would love as a little gift if they're going through a hard time. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial on a simple little landscape. You say, oh, Ellen, it's not simple. Yeah, just break it down, slow the video down. It's simple. Yours is, okay, I really want people to understand it doesn't have to look exactly like mine. I don't want you to look like exactly like mine. I want you to get the techniques down. I'm going to fill this in a little bit more. And then use those techniques to create your own. That is the key. You're using the techniques. I mean, my Patreons are doing phenomenal. I have the Patreon group on Facebook, and you'll see they post their pictures, and I'm just blown away at some of the things that people are painting. I'm like, I don't even know if you need me. But I'm giving you the tools to create something like this, a landscape, how you go about it, how you make the sky, how you paint the tree, how you paint the grass. What do you do if you see the sun? How you just do a simple shadow. These are all the techniques that you need to know. And then you take them and run with it, right? I would go back over there. Now this is dry, this grass, maybe add a little bit deeper color because it's lost, right? You want some contrast. So I'm going to get some dark, tall, deeper greens kind of happening in here for the contrast to make it make sense. Because the watercolor will dry light and you might have to go back in another time. A couple of times to make it perfect. And that's that. So if you love my content, please consider joining my Patreon. I'm going to have exclusive tutorials, more extensive tutorials. Today for Patreon, I'm going to throw in the little fun sailboat. It's just a cute little sailboat, tutorial that I did. It's thought of like if you're bored in summertime. And you get those kind of things besides the weekly exclusive tutorials. And on the top tier is a live stream. We actually can talk to me when I'm painting. We can go over stuff that you couldn't actually get on anything else. So click the link in the description box to find out more about that. And meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed. It's a simple landscape in the summertime. out of ideas and you want to paint something really colorful and pretty, simple skies. The smaller is easier to do. Start off small, then go big. Have a great day, guys. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.